The Honorable Rector of Bina Darma University, Professor Bukhari, my guru, the honorable guests, especially speakers from abroad, all scholars, presenters, and all of my colleague friends in Bina Darma University. Good morning. First of all, I would like to apologize that I couldn't join all of you in this very prestigious moment due to a personal reason. But anyway, because we are in the world of information system and technology, I would like to use this opportunity to share with you my thought about information technology with regards to the highlight and trend for the next 3 to 5 years. Allow me to address you in 10 to 15 minutes with a special presentation titled Enterprise Business Transformation through the Information Technology. This presentation I prepare to share with you everything related to the learning from the global best practices. I hope this presentation can bring a significant contribution to the world of knowledge and of course to all of the colleagues that have research related to the business transformation and the strategic use of information technology. I will start my presentation. Look what happened in our beloved country, Indonesia. The growth of information system and technology shows a tremendous figures. Almost all growth shows in any statistic an exponential growth of internet users, e-commerce transaction, digital payment, handphone, social media interaction, and of course the number of business websites. Maybe we are the one and only country where the number of handphones exceed the total population of the nation. And if you look into our posture as a nation, the biggest and largest archipelago country in the world with more than 18,000 islands, it doesn't take a genius to see what are really issues that we are facing. With all of the number of the islands spreading all over the nation, with the uh, area as big as United States, where 70% are water, we must have an issues in transportation, communication, logistics, distribution, demography, geography, and other kind of issues just because our postures. But wise men said, if you face those issues, it means you also have a big business opportunities. With this regards, the question is how information system and technology can help us in solving these national issues. There are $1 million questions usually asked by my students. What are the difference between today's presidential regime than the previous one? I might say that in the previous presidencies, out of 6 presidents that Indonesia have already, there are slightly, or if I may say, there are a difference in paradigm that we all have to understand. During the previous presidential regime, if you are an organization or an institution or a company who have an information system and technology intact, most of the people will consider you as a modern company, a visionary company, a company with a competitive advantage. Those era is over. Right now, a new paradigm is coming into place. During the Jokowi and Yusuf Kala presidentials, if you don't have an information technology, if you are an organization, institution, especially government body who do not adopt information system and technology, you are being questioned by all of the people. Because how come you can guarantee accountability, responsibility without the technology? How come you serve millions of customers, millions of people, millions of individuals without the use of technology? It is impossible to come out with a professional services that is efficient, effective, and controllable. If you look into what our president said in any or in every events, he always said that everything right now should be fast, easy, controllable. Everything should be well managed and governed. Everything should be transparent and accountable. Everything should be recorded, preserved, and auditable. Everything should be run in a paperless, virtual, and automated way. And all of these are possible because of the information system and technology. In other words, today there will be no excuse of not adopting information system and technology within your organization. In other words, IT is here to stay. Now, what is the value of IT actually? There are so many values IT can give to society or to organization. Financial value, customer values, operational values, or even organization values. Financial value usually a value that is enjoyed by the shareholders, where customer values are values that are valuable for the customers, external or internal. While the operational values usually a value that are enjoyed by the internal people, suppliers, and all of the partners. While organization values are the value that are enjoyed collectively by all of the stakeholders related to the organization. So this is all the value, the promise of the information system and technology that are offered to the people who are using it. But look into the field, reality check. There are several or a good number of issues faced by information system and technology practitioners. Unconsolidated report because of the data validity and integrity, cost overrun project, lack of IT resources, a system that are very complex, a bad performance of the infrastructure, the low literacy of people. Those are the common problems that almost all IT practitioners facing in the daily activities. What should we do to overcome these issues? The answer is simple. You have to ensure that you have an appropriate process, people, and tools in place. If you want to be a company or organization with a competitive advantage, it means you have to have a best practice standard process in place. You have to have a highly competent professional, and you have to have a state of the art technology. Let's go through one by one. Process, the tools, and the people. What are actually the process that we have to handle or we have to take care into consideration seriously within the organization? There are two big domain of process that we have to handle: the governance and the management. The governance is the activity to ensure that IT really bring value. Within the governance, what people do is evaluate, direct, and monitor. And the second domain is the management. The management is the act of planning, designing, building, running, and controlling IT resources. Usually, if you are an IT people, it's very easy to understand this one because we know all of this one as the IT development life cycle. But sometimes, if you try to uh, socialize or educate or let people know about this issue, for the non-IT people, we have an issues of communication. So once I did the research to come out with the way of representing this issue to the business people or non-IT people. What I'm using is the analogy of the Hollywood movie. Like I told you before, you have to have a governance, plan, design, build, run, and control process in place. What if you don't have one of them? Let's start one by one. What happens if you don't have an IT plan? It's like watching a movie. Which movie? The movie is Lost in Space. Why this movie can give you the illustration what happened if you don't have an IT plan? Because in Lost in Space, you know all of the story is the people are getting lost because of there is no vision, no mission, and there is no compass. The risk of not having an IT plan is IT is not aligned with the business, might not bring values, there will be a potentially high cost of IT, and maybe there will be a sporadic and silos IT units. So there are the risks that we will be facing if we don't have the IT plan. Supposedly you have everything including IT plan, but what you don't have is IT architectural design. What will be the movie? The movie will be missing in action. Why? It's like you buy something for your house, and after you buy it, you don't know where to put it in your house because it doesn't match anywhere. Without a proper design of architecture, you are a lack of holistic and systemic view of your IT within organization. You will see a silos of application that bring you with a high cost profile. You will face a lack of integration between one application and the other application. You will be facing a data integrity system or data integrity problems because of not having an information architecture, etc. Supposedly you have everything, but you don't have an IT project in place. Jokingly, you're going to say, this is the movie of Mission Impossible. How can you make everything, how you can make all of the dream come true without the projects? Project is the activity where you are trying to make everything into reality. Without a proper project management, you will have an unclear roadmap of development. You will have problem with your project because maybe you are wasting so much money. There are so many resources conflicted between one project to another. You will see the inefficient in vendor management, etc. Now, what is happening in the situation where you have or you don't have an IT service management in place? It's like watching a movie of nowhere to run. Why? Because you cannot win the competition. If you are not maintaining your system, you are not upgrading your system, it means that you are still in a status quo condition. Maybe today you are a winner, but if you don't do anything in your daily activities, especially related to the maintaining the operational of the information technology, you will be left behind. It means it's a constant, no growing benefits. Why if you don't have what happened if you don't have a IT risk audit and security management in place? It's like watching a movie of White House Down. Everybody said that the White House is the entity where the security is the highest in this world. But in this movie, we see how the security is compromised and the White House going down. If you don't have IT security system in place, you will have no protection against your critical application. You will face a risk of losing your important data, information, and even knowledge. Vulnerabilities will be in any aspect that can be easily exploited by the criminals. And last but not least, what happens if you don't have an IT governance in place? It's like watching a movie of the clear and present dangers. Because if you don't have a mechanism to ensure that IT bring value, it's like you are facing a clear and present dangers. Because you don't know what is the role of IT, what is the framework that you are using to manage the IT. You will have no guarantee that IT will bring value to your business. But there are some professional ask me, what happened if we don't have everything? No worry, we have another movie, a deep impact, an Armageddon, the end of the world. Of course, you have everything, but you have a very bad management. It's just waiting your company to goes down. You will have no competitive advantage, no significant improvement, no sustainable future growth, and of course, you will have no support from the stakeholders. What happens if you have all of this? The ideal conditions is like watching a Die Hard movie. You will prevail. Nobody will beat you. You still remember Die Hard 1, 2, 3, 4? The Bruce Willis never dies. Although he was kidnapped, the wife was kidnapped, the daughter was kidnapped, or even the son was kidnapped. Die hard, harder, and the die hardest. So that is the analogy. If you look into the industry, all of this process have their good practices and standard in place. If you talk about IT governance, you will see COVID in ISO 38500 as the good practices and the standard of the government. If you want to implement your information technology architecture design, you have TOGAF and ITBOK. If you want to be excel in project management, you have a PMBOK, PRIS2, and CMMI. So there are so many good practices, best practices, or standards that you can use as the reference to excel your process of governance and management. So all of this process should be understood by all practitioners of information system and technology. Excuse me. My research shows that in Indonesia, maybe only 5 to 10% corporation that really consider this issue as the important one, and they are already able to take care of these governance and management issues in the highest level. If you don't take care of this issue, you will face a high risk that is not worth to be facing in today's world. So let's go to the technology aspect after we done with the process aspect. Based on my studies, based on my research, at least the IT trend and highlight for 2016 is these 12 things, which is number one is the issue of big data. The second one is the issues of cloud computing. Number three is the virtual enterprise. Number four is the mobile application. Number five is the security aspects. Number six is an automation, including Internet of Things, smart payment, outsourcing, social media network, data center, open platform, and standard best practices. These 12 issues become the highlights of the IT ecosystem in Indonesia, at least for the 2016 year. It means that if all of you that participate in this ICIBA 2016 in Bina Darma University, if your papers related with one or more than one of these 12 issues, it will bring a significant contribution to our countries. And of course, those concepts, prototype, ideas, model, framework that you presented after this conference, I believe that will become a foundation or at least a reference for any stakeholders, professional practitioners who want to implement this issue within our lovely countries. And most of the organization, corporation, even a city in Indonesia want to transform themselves into what they call as the virtual enterprise, a digital enterprise, a smart city. Whatever they call the meaning is one. They want to have all of the entities within the ecosystem integrated so that we can give effective, efficient, and controllable, valuable services to our public or customers. If you go to the organization or the corporation, it's like you are trying to build a supply chain management, enterprise resource planning, and customer relationship management. Your company, your company with your partners, and your company with your customers. It means you are trying to convert your extranet, intranet, and internet into one big corporation. Only by connecting all of the entities into a big network, then you can give a valuable services to your customers. Last but not least is the professional, the people. How do you know that your people within the organization are the people who are competent and professional? There's only one way to know whether your people are competent or not. You test them. You test their competencies. And if they pass, you will certify them with a certification. Certification is the way to ensure that you are really have a people who are competent. Most of the certification are the knowledge base, but today people that we need is the people who are competent of doing something in a professional way. From the very technical issues, infrastructure, network, communication device, computer, operating system, programmers, database, up to the management level like governance, management, enterprise architecture, security management, etc. So make sure that all of your people or human resources are the competent one by adopting a certification system. What's to do next? Whatever we think, whatever component exists in an organization, people, process, and technology, we have to look into all of those things as a single holistic entity. You have to look everything in an end-to-end view. You have to understand that IT is not just an IT. IT has a relations with the human resource, with the culture, with the business, with the behavior, with the ethical, with the people and other components. Only and only if you look into your environment as a holistic and comprehensive organization, then you can implement your IT significantly and bring a value. My guru said, all company plus IT is equal to all an expensive company. What does it mean? You have to change. You have to transform yourself. You have to become a new company. So, if you are a new company, at least a new paradigm company plus IT, then you will have a value. So, that is my sharing for today. Good luck with ICIBA 2016, the fifth one in Bina Darma University. And once again, I would like to express my apologies because I have a very important personal engagement, a family matters that I have to take care, so I cannot join with you in this very prestigious moment. Thank you so much for your time, and I hope whatever coming from this conference will bring benefits to all society at large. Thank you.